This is the card we're going to be doing today. I wanted to do a fairly simple card just to get back from the holidays, so I chose to do mostly using paper and just stamping a little bit. So what I am using is this gorgeous Rings of Love, I think that's what it's called, Rings of Love paper. That's a freebie for celebration. Oh, I love this. Look how pretty that is. Like, there's so many gorgeous papers. This could be used for Thanksgiving, fall, just absolutely. But this one, oh my goodness, this one just took my heart. And the pretty houses, everything's upside down. I should be going like this so you can see it better. Look at that. How awesome is that? And the Rings of Love tree. Yep. And these mushrooms. So pretty. And then there's one more. And it's trees. And they look kind of like poinsettias, so you could use them for Christmas. And it's free with a $60 order. And I think it will be available later. I can't remember. Some of them have already sold out, which is unbelievable. But anyways, I used the Forever Fern. I used this one and I stamped it in Old Olive. I used this one and I stamped it in Evening Evergreen. I used this and I stamped it in Garden Green, and I used this and I stamped it in Night of Navy. And then I took the dies and cut them all out, so it was really very easy. And then I took my Peaceful Moments and stamped with Deepest Sympathy. And then I cut it out with the Stylish Shape dies, the second largest one. And it's got a stitch line on both sides. And these are the dies that I cut all them out. This one, this one, this one. I used this one as an added right from, oh my goodness. This I did right from Old Olive cardstock and just die cut it. And then I twisted it with my tweezers. And I think that's it. So we will get started now that I've explained all that. And like I said, I wanted to have a fairly easy card. So, hi, I'm Cheryl Rowling, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. Thank you for joining me today. Don't worry about sizes or supplies for this card as they are attached to this video. If you enjoy watching this video, could you please like and share, as this helps me grow my channel? And if you could leave a comment, that would be wonderful, as I love to see where you're watching from or what you think of the card. If you aren't already subscribed, please click the subscribe button and hit notifications so you will know when I post a new video. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you out. My contact information is attached. I've been recuperating from my holidays. Oh my goodness. We had so much fun, but it was challenging. Let me say that. The bed was lit like sleeping on a piece of plywood. It was not easy for me with back problems, with hip problems, with knee problems, with oh, it was crazy. But anyways, we managed and we had a great time with the family. The grandkids loved it. My daughter and son-in-law have a boat, so we went out on the boat, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a great time. Was glad to get home to my bed though, and glad to get home to my recliner to be comfortable. The Chesterfield was not that comfortable. Yeah, it was just not the best for me health-wise, but we had a great time. So try not to complain about my aches and pains too much and get on with life. Now this is soft suede, and I'm just always start off here and then go on, and I wanted this to look a little bit antique-ish. So, and then I took, this is crushed curry, this is Night of Navy, and the dimensions are listed in the video. And then I'm just going along the edge here just to tone it down a little bit, make it look like more vintage too. And this does not take that long. And I did around the salutation with the deepest sympathy. I've already done that, so you don't have to watch me do that, but I thought just showing you, maybe I should show you how to do it, because it doesn't take too long on these few things. There we go. Now I'm going to put this aside because I'm an accident waiting to happen. Whoops. This is the one I want. So did everybody have a great time while I was gone? I missed talking to you, but it was really nice to have time with just my family. Everybody came, even my brother-in-law and sister-in-law came, had such a good time. Everybody enjoyed themselves. We had a great time being together. Of course, they did more stuff than we did. My daughter and her husband and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they went to different things. They went to churches and all kinds of different cool things. Like one is, what was it? It was like showing you how they survived in the olden days and what they did back then. So they thought that was pretty cool, and they actually made a toy that it's just a stick, and you can carve the end to make it a point. Then you attach a rope to it or string and a ring, and you swing it and try to catch the ring on the piece of wood. They had a great time making those, and then they gave those to the grandkids. So they had a really good time going and doing. And everybody went boating because Dave and Caitlin were so kind and brought their boat along, and we just got to use it, and it was nice. The grandkids went tubing because Dave and Caitlin bought a tube that drags behind the boat. Oh, that was smart. I didn't cut that off. But anyways, they bought with a back and sides on it, so the little grandkids can't fall off. Their kids and the nieces and nephew. So that was really nice. The kids had an absolute blast. So yay. Now what I'm doing is putting this on Dimensionals. Well, where are my Dimensionals? Okay, I'm just going to use these. They're black. It's okay. And I'm putting 3 around the edge and 1 in the center. Just like that. And then I'm going to, there's my take your pick tool. Oops. I need my picky tool. Let me see. Can I see it? There it is. Can you see the soft suede that I did around the edge there? And you will never get your salutation with deepest sympathy in the same spot on the circle. It won't happen. It's always going to be slightly different, which is just fine. This side is a little bit lower than it needs to be. There, now that it looks straighter. There we go. Now, get that out of the way so I can bring in all these. And I will show you what I did. I stamped this in Old Olive and I cut it in half. There it is, right there. And you can see I didn't use the stem because you don't need the stem. So I just cut off those 3 pieces right there. And then I've got 2 pieces. And this one I did in Evening Evergreen, and I cut it, well, I cut off the stem here, and then I cut around there, and then cut into here, and in. This was already done a little bit, but fussy cut it a little bit, not a lot. And then this, I cut that off and left the other one. And just see this one, I rounded a bit so that it, see what I did? Okay, and these are done in Garden Green, and I did this one and this one, and it's here someplace. I just don't know where it is. Then I took two birds from here, one facing left and one facing right, and the one is facing left, I fussy cut it out with the branch underneath it. And this one, I just cut the legs right off so that I can fit it in with the ferns and leaves. So now I've got to find my tweezers. I think I need to clean my glasses. I can't seem to see anything today. Okay, and then I go like this, and then I twist it. And see how this isn't done and it lays fairly flat, and when I do this it pops up, and you can twist them any which way you want. You can twist that way, or you can twist it and bring it towards you. It's just totally whatever you want to do. And see how it doesn't sit down, it has some life to it. Now I found these were harder to do that way, so I didn't do them. Okay, let me get that out of the way. So I started with this, and I put these down, and I have them sticking over a bit. And then I put it along there. So I'm trying to work around with deepest sympathy so that I've got it coming like around. And then this one, I put it like this and only put glue on this and not on these two. So do that. And if it works better with tweezers, you use your tweezers. Sometimes it works better with tweezers and sometimes it doesn't. It's totally up to you. Now, there we go. And I think I did this one through here. Yes, that one. If I go to there. Now this one is totally laying flat, and I worked it around the verse so that, see, it goes around in Deepest Sympathy. And then this one is going to come out this way. Actually, this is big enough I could do this glue. Same glue, just different applicator. Oh, that was not smart. I did put a dimensional on that and I forgot about it. So, but now that I've got the glue on, I'm just going to put the glue on and hold it there for a minute. Then I did this. And I basically did it down the center so that the leaves themselves would have a little bit of motion. And I put it along here so that it was on the circle. It's really nice because it has the curve of the circle. Okay, so I am going down here. I'm going to cut that off. Actually, I'm going to cut it like that. Do you see how I cut it? I cut it in. And I use this hand to raise this up, and there. I'm going to put this down. Now this one goes underneath. That's why I raised this up. And I'm going to cut that end off because I don't need it, and it just will help me get it in there. Obviously I have a dimensional right there, so I got to work around the dimensional. There we go. Put that there, and then do the same with this. It's coming over here. And these are done in Night of Navy because the paper's Night of Navy. And it's lighter, so it shows on here. And then this one is going to... This gets a dimensional too. Dimensional up here. Take that off. Cut in here, cut all the stems off so no one would be the wiser, and then it just fits in ever so nicely. Like that. Now I took soft suede and I took like an inch piece and I just cut this out. It looks like buds, but it can be anything. So I did it in soft suede and I didn't use the stem. So I took my well, let me see, do I have anything here? I have white paper over here. So I started here. I should say I started. Is there something in there? There we go. I had something in there. And I just took it and then I punched that because I don't need the stem. And then I moved it over and just made sure that it was all in there. and punched it again, so that you see it's right basically on top of each other, and you're not wasting a lot of cardstock on this, because you don't need that stem. You're just going to cut it off regardless. Like, it's just going to come off. So I'm going to get my glue dot, and I'm going to do that. And it is going basically in the center of this old olive partial curve. And then I'm going to put my bird down here and use my small glue because it's a smaller item. Just makes it easier. And because there's leaves there, it just looks like it's sitting on the leaf. There we go. And now this one is going to go in here and sit amongst the leaves. Isn't this paper so pretty? Oh my, it is gorgeous. I love nature, and this is, the little birdies are just part of God's beautiful handiwork. Now on these, you're going to stick them wherever you feel that there's a need for them. There's no right or wrong, and however many you want to use, or however, you know, how few you want to use, you can do whatever you choose. And you could flip them back and forth. Whoops, that should have been in there. This one I see I only cut 2, so I'm going to hide it underneath here because you would only see the 2 anyways. Whoopsie, there we go. And this is going to take you about the longest time just trying to figure out where you want these to go. Wherever you think you need a pop of color, that's where you put it. And you try to get it in so that it doesn't interfere with your verse. So I think I have about 8. So watch, I'll need 9. Just because of the way I place them. One never knows how many you need. You just put them in until you think it looks ready. So how's everybody doing today? Does anybody have a garden? How's your garden coming? Have you been canning, or do you can? Tomorrow I'm hoping that we'll go get our cucumbers so that we can get our dill pickles canned and our bread and butter, and I want to do green relish too, so I do my homemade green relish, and I haven't done it for a few years, so it's time. And I've been dehydrating stuff, and yeah, it's just been busy. I had stuff to do when I came home just to get it out of the way. There, what do you think? Now, you can use, these are the In Color Jewels 2021 to 2023, and you can use the Evergreen if you want, or you can use these is Evening Evergreen, and this is Soft Succulent. But I found these, and these are Genial Gems, and I thought they were still in the catalog, so I use them. So I'm going to continue using them because some of you might still have them. And I just wanted that little pop of color, and this supplies it, a green color, which is what I wanted. And then we will work on the inside. So you just figure out where they're going to fit the best. I'm using a whole row of 5. There we go. And because it's a sympathy card, I didn't want to use gold or silver or anything sparkly. I just wanted something just to kind of blend in, but have a little bit of color. I hope that makes sense. Sympathy cards are, it's not a happy time, so you don't want sparkly. Now, I've taken this. I really like this, and I just went along like this till there's nothing, and then I did this till there was nothing, and there, and just did that for the center. I figured that decorates the center nicely, and you don't have to spend a lot of time because, like I said, I wanted to make a fairly quick card because sometimes we just need those. But it still looks very nice and elegant, and anybody would love to get this card in the mail, I'm sure. So what do you think? Then you can put whatever verse in there. Always wait so that I know the person that I'm sending it to before I put a verse in it, because you want to match the verse to the person. At least that's how I feel. Fill that in a bit. Yeah, that looks better. Now this one is a lot easier to do because it's the longer one, and then you just get less and less, just like that. Oh, and this is the white crinkle ribbon, and I just did it on my fork, and I've showed you that before. So making the video a little bit less today by not doing it and doing it ahead of time. So like I said, you cannot order these. They're not in the catalog. They got put back in the wrong spot, unfortunately, and I use them, but I really like them. But these, the soft succulent, are almost the same color. They just have a little bit more sparkle to them. So if you have these, you can use these. But if you don't, you can use these, your choice. There we go. So what do you think of my card? My welcome back home card. Like I was telling one of my friends today, this is the first time I've ever been grateful to come back home. I really need a softer bed. softer chairs and things like that to accommodate all my aches and pains. But anyways, we had a blast. And if you go on vacation this year or already have, I hope you had a wonderful time too. The summer's half over. I'm having a hard time believing it, that we're half over. But anyways, if you like this card, could you please like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel? I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Your watching and being with me means so much. Thanks again. Bye now.